Okay, I'm talking to Summer-Harmony. So tell me your name.
It's Summer-Harmony Twenish.
Okay, Summer-Harmony, thank you for doing this. You're one of the organizers of the Teepee here in Parliament Hill.
Yeah.
Tell me why you felt it was important.
So it began with 5 of us from Carleton University kind of getting together and thinking of ways we could create a dialogue about Canada 150, and from there it kind of took off, and it ended up snowballing, and we got involved with the Bowatang Water Protectors from Serpent River First Nation, who came down, and what we really wanted to do was reoccupy unceded and unsurrendered Anishinaabe territory. So when I say unceded, I mean that this territory was never bought, it was never sold, it was never signed over in any treaty, it was never won in any war. And it matters to me personally because I am Anishinaabe from Kitigan Zibi, which is an Algonquin community close to Ottawa. And it matters to me also because what we're doing is rethinking like urban spatialities and indigenizing urban space, and a space that's typically seen as a colonial space and not something that's accessible to Indigenous people unless we're raising our voices. And it also really mattered to me after our first night here on Parliament, when we had a 5-ish hour standoff with police officers in which they were trying to keep the poles out of the space, and yesterday was a big day for us because we actually negotiated to have the teepee moved closer to the stage, which was the original plan. So it really matters to me also because, I mean, Canada 150 should be used to create a dialogue and should be used to discuss rather than to hide this colonial past. I mean, it's something that we have to address as Canadians, or that Canadians have to address as settlers, and I use settlers lovingly. So yeah.
So you're a student at Carleton?
Yeah, I'm an art history major with a minor in Indigenous studies.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, my alma mater too, so
Yeah.
good to hear that.
Yeah.
So you didn't go so well the first night.
Nope.
How do you feel it's gone yesterday? Sorry, first night was last night.
The first night was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
And that was when 9 of our water protectors were arrested. A lot of force was used. A few of the poles were broken by officers. This is a big step forward, but again...
So yesterday there was negotiations, right?
Yesterday we spent a couple of hours negotiating to have this moved, to discuss safety issues, safety concerns. One of the reasons we needed to move it was because it was on a slant, and it was raining yesterday, so all of the water was going into the teepee, and the protectors weren't able to sit in there and to be comfortable, and it was a health risk and everything, because all of the water was leaking in and rolling down. So yeah.
Cool, and then they allowed you then negotiated being able to come here.
Yeah.
To move up here.
Yeah. No, we were able to have it moved, so we had a ceremony yesterday where we took down the teepee, and they actually blocked off the street so we could come around and bring the poles up, and we sang as they were erecting the teepee. And I mean, today there seems to be a lot of people that are coming out and interested in hearing about it, and I encourage everybody who's here to come up to us and talk if they recognize one of us or if they're interested. And we're here to create a dialogue, and I'm hoping that it goes better. This morning there was a little bit of breach in ceremonial practices where the Prime Minister entered the space without announcing himself and without bringing any form of offering. So usually what we do is when you enter a space, you offer sema, or tobacco, what it's called in English, which is one of the 4 sacred medicines, and you usually give that as a gift to the people who are in the lodge, and that didn't happen, which is unfortunate because, like I said, it's a sacred space, and that's what the teepee is up for. It's meant to maintain a sacred space. So yeah.
Okay, so did you have a chance to talk to the Prime Minister, or some of you?
I wasn't here this morning, but there were a few water protectors that had spent the night, because that's what they're doing, and they were able to speak to him, but none of the main organizers were here, which was unfortunate. Because and none of the main water protectors either. I mean, like, there were some that had stayed here, but there were others that weren't. So it would have been, I think, better if we had more people that he could have spoken to, that could have engaged with him, and he could have seen it from all sides.
Okay. And what are your plans for tomorrow? Are you part of the... Oops.
Oh no, that... Oh. So for tomorrow, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. It's all part of the buzz.
Yeah.
It's good.
Tomorrow we have panel discussions happening. We have a lot of speakers that are going to be happening. I don't know how successful it will be considering how close we are to the stage and how loud it is. But our plan is to continue to occupy this space until Canada Day is over, and maintain that reoccupied space and maintain that presence.
Right, right. Now, what do you think about this, the idea of the Indigenous house or center that's going to be across the road at the old U.S. Embassy? I'll just try and get a shot of that while we're talking. So that's over there.
I think what's important is that that too is done with the same amount of respect that you would if you were entering a ceremony, and that means talking to Indigenous people, talking to Indigenous youth. This is a youth-led movement. This started with 5 young people, and the water protectors are all young people. And yeah, I think if you do it with the right, intention in mind, and you're not doing it just to tokenize the space or to do it for the sake of Canada 150, then it's a good thing. And if you're doing it so that it's a positive space, not something that can be, monitored or something that can be, tucked under the umbrella of the government, it has to be done in a good way, and it has to be done with the best intentions and with the success of Indigenous people in mind and the respect for Indigenous people.
So in terms of the events tomorrow, will you be participating in them?
Yeah, I'm actually one of the coordinators for the art kind of programming. So tonight we have a panel discussion with a few local Indigenous artists. Tomorrow we have an installation piece going up somewhere. There'll be more news on that actually once I connect with the right person, because it's with a few other accomplices, not allies, accomplices. So yeah, we're going to have a few different events planned. Most of it, though, for the water protectors is the ceremony inside the teepee, which again is closed off to the public just because we don't want it to be made a spectacle, because that's not how it's supposed to be done. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll put this on our website, and hope lots of people see it.
All right, can you edit out the part about the umbrella?